and welcome to a podcast about something where each week we dive deep into whatever it is we find interesting. I'm your host, Calvin, and joining me in a coffin in the Castle East, it's your co-host, Nick Richardson.
It's really nice in here. It's incredibly cozy. I don't get the stigma about
coffin.
It. Yes, it's very.
You got the family-size coffin, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit hefty right now. Thanks for mentioning it, Calvin. You jerk.
I didn't mention it. You mentioned it.
Well, I'm projecting. Fuck you.
I thought you just got a big coffin so your whole family could eventually join you in there when you turn them into vampires.
I don't want them sleeping with me. They're gassy. I don't want that gas up in here. This is my place. It's covered in linen, satins, whatever's cozy, silks.
So this very strange conversation that we're kicking off here is spawned because Halloween is in officially 31 days. Well, by the time you're listening to this, it's like 27 days. So somewhere between 25 and 31 days. Halloween's almost here. All month of October, we are having Halloween-ish themed episodes.
Hell
We're
yeah.
starting that with a selective listening episode where we cover the Monster Mash.
Yeah, a little familiarity. Never hurt anybody.
There aren't many Halloween songs. Very limited selection of what we could do for selective listening. So we went with probably the most famous, the Monster Mash. I guess the next most famous would be that song that Tom Hanks did on SNL like 6 years ago.
Not
where he
familiar
was like
with that
Rupert
song.
P. Pumpkin or something like that. Look up Tom Hanks, Rupert P. Pumpkin, something like that. I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of funny. But it's no Monster Mash.
It doesn't hold a fucking candle to Monster Mash, guy.
It doesn't have the longevity of it yet. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's only been 6 years.
Exactly. This has been 1962. What's that?
A lot
58
of
years. Yeah.
Many, many years.
So, if you're not familiar, selective listening is where we take a song, any song in the world, and we attempt to break it down line by line. We already have 2 entries in the selective listening franchise. We did Hypnotized by the Notorious B.I.G. and Loser by Beck. So now we're adding that. Part 3 is Monster Mash because it's Halloween month.
Right, it's a very nice variety.
Exactly. Yeah, we cover the gamut already in just 3 songs. We have gone everywhere with this limited series.
Next one coming at you, Christian rock.
Maybe. Might be death metal.
I do know some
Who
good
knows?
Christian rock.
Might be country western.
Nah.
Might be a kid's song.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Weird Al.
I don't.
Yes.
Weird Al may be cool and fun. Kid song would not be. Sorry to all you
Correct.
kids listening. You should probably turn this off though.
Albuquerque. It's a great song. Yeah, and kids, why are you listening to this?
Your parents are just terrible if they're letting you listen to this.
Terrible. Terrible.
The Monster Mash was created by Bobby Boris Pickett. Not sure how Boris is a nickname for Bobby. Bobby, already a nickname of Robert. Why do we have to go one step further to Boris? And also Bobby, to me, objectively better name than Boris. Anyways, why are you,
Yeah,
why are
I'd
you
say
going
so.
with another nickname?
Not to mention, I mean, Boris is, let me just say that sounds Russian. Maybe he's a sympathizer.
Boris, yeah.
Maybe, I'm just saying.
Eric Matthews thought he got into Boris College in Boy Meets World in season 4. So there's that. Season 3.
That was a long
Maybe that's
time
why I
after
went
this,
Boris.
though. I'm just saying.
Maybe that's where they got the name from. They said, this guy's name is Boris. Let's put Eric Matthews in Boris College. It was a made-up college
There
that
you go.
just tried to send him a diploma and take his money from him. How did Eric Matthews have so much money? Can anybody answer me that?
I don't know, but I'm already creating the fan fiction in my head as we speak.
You get on that. Listeners, tell me how Eric Matthews had so much money when he rarely had a job and was in high school. Very confusing. Really, all of
Parents
the
were like,
Matthews
"Here you go."
children somehow had money all the time to just do whatever the hell they wanted.
I mean, their parents were
Got a lot of
loaded.
questions about Boy Meets World. Their dad was a manager at a grocery store, and their mom was sometimes a real estate agent and sometimes like an art gallery person. What do they call that? What do they call the person at the art gallery? Curator.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dude, that's rich people jobs. Real estate, fucking art. Come on now.
Anyway, We're not here to talk about Boy Meets World, as much as I would love to. We're here, again, to talk about Monster Mash. And it was released in August of 1962. Hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for the week of October 20th to October 27th, 1962. Which, what the fuck is going on in 1962 that this song hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100?
Everybody felt rebellious. They're like, this devil music. I better listen to it real loud to piss my parents off.
I want to see what the rest of the Billboard Hot 100 was in October 1962. Because I gotta see what this is competing with. I'm not
Probably
a connoisseur of
trash.
1962 music. October 20th, 1962. Here we go. Monster Mash number 1. Sherry by the Four Seasons. Don't know it. Do You
That's a
Love
good
Me
song.
by the Contours.
It's
Which
also a
one,
good
Sherry
song.
or Do You Love Me?
Both of those.
Is that the Do You Love Me? Do You Love Me?
Do you
That one?
love me? Yeah.
Now that I... Yeah. All right. He's a Rebel by the Crystals. No idea. I Remember
Not
You.
familiar.
Frank Ifield, Patches, Dickie Lee. I'm going to go like top 15. I'm not going to go through the whole 100. Ramblin' Rose by Nat King Cole.
Yes.
No idea.
Nat King Cole.
I mean, I know Nat King Cole, but he's mostly like a Christmas song guy. I
Right.
don't know that I've ever heard any other song.
Either way. I mean, he's just getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah, he's got to warm it up in October.
Right.
Only Love Can Break a Heart, Gene Pitney. No idea. Green Onions, Booker T's and the MGs. Let's Dance, Chris Montez. If I Had a Hammer, Peter, Paul, and Mary.
That sounds
Venus and
oddly
Blue
murderous.
Jeans. Venus and Blue Jeans, Jimmy Clanton. Alley Cat, Bant Fabric and his piano. Surf and Safari, the Beach Boys. All right, Beach Boys should be able to compete, I think, with Monster Mash.
That's probably. I think that was like their 15th or 16th surfing song, and people are like, "Fuck
That's true.
this."
Yeah, people are sick of the surfing Beach Boys at that time.
They're
All
45.
Alone Am I, Brenda Lee was number 15. Yeah, I guess, maybe it does make sense that Monster Mash made it to the top of the charts.
Telling you, everybody felt rebellious. Fuck you, mom. Fuck you, dad.
Jimmy Dean, Dupree's, just kind of looking through, not really seeing any. Pat Boone, I've heard of him.
Pat Boone.
I think I've only heard of Pat Boone because George Michael attempts to burn his record to impress his Christian girlfriend Anne in Arrested Development.
I remember it from That 70s Show. Pat Boone.
That might be where it's from too. It was from some sitcom knowledge. Roy Orbison, don't really know who he is, but I know that Henry Winkler's character in The Waterboy had a tattoo of Roy Orbison on his ass.
You are full of knowledge tonight. Jesus.
Very random knowledge. When I read very random 1960s singers, I have weird knowledge of them. Another Roy Orbison song. More Sherry's. Elvis making a couple appearances. I know him.
I know that guy. I heard of one or two.
Fats
of his.
Domino. Heard of him.
Also a good Christmas singer.
Yeah, just a whole lot of garbage. Patsy Cline. I've heard of her.
Let us know on Twitter, though, how the fuck
Yeah.
Monster Mash got to number 1.
Do you like any of this 1962 music better than Monster Mash? I don't know that I do.
I like those next 2 songs better than Monster Mash.
Yeah, but it goes kind of downhill after that.
It's severely.
Okay, so after that, we got to fill out an hour, and honestly, Monster Mash just not that in-depth of a song, so we got to pad it a little bit here in the beginning. Monster Mash had a resurgence in 2012, and it rose to the rank of number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100. Which,
No shit,
again,
in 2012?
just crazy. Yeah, what the fuck's going on in 2012?
I do remember hearing that at a couple, college Halloween parties.
All right, so that brings me to, what is your history with Monster Mash, besides just the college Halloween parties?
Hearing it every Halloween for my entire fucking life.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Everywhere you go, you be in fucking Michael's, the Monster Mash. It's like, oh my god. Radio.
15 times, because there's only 3 Halloween songs, so it's just those 3 looping over and over again. You spend more than 12 minutes in a store, you've heard it 6 times already.
And it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not good. It wears very thin very fast. We're going to try not to just pump it in every once in a while throughout this episode, but maybe it'll be fun and we'll do it anyways.
No matter how hard I've tried, just looking at this outline or thinking of the song, I've been walking around in quiet moments like,
Yep.
Yep. God damn it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And after this episode, you'll be doing it too. We'll be able to know who listens to our episode throughout the week because they'll just be randomly going, no, Monster Mash.
Be at work like, no, Monster Mash. Will you shut the fuck up?
I'm just listening to your podcast, dude.
You know, it's people working with them. They're going to be like, dude, shut the fuck.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
The Monster Mash dude's nuts.
I first heard the Monster Mash sometime in elementary school. Couldn't tell you exactly when. 2nd through 5th grade, all kind of one big jumbled memory in my mind. Probably because of all the drugs I was on during those years. Just kidding. No drugs between 2nd and 5th grade.
He was mashing the monster.
Yeah. I just can't.
That sounds totally wrong in 2nd through 5th grade. I'm very sorry.
I can't discern, like, if a memory happened when I was 10 and in 4th grade, or if it happened when I was 8 and in 2nd grade. Because the school was the same, all the kids in the school were the same. It was a very small school in a very small town. So, like, when I think back on it, it's just like, maybe I was hanging out with the same group of friends pretty much 2nd through 6th grade. So, like, it all just jumbles together of, like, yeah, I was doing this with these people, so it makes sense, but I was doing everything with those people and in this place. And, yeah, so sometime in elementary school, heard it. We had like this Halloween themed dance party day in music class, and obviously they're playing Monster Mash during that.
Did your music teacher try to play it for you guys on some obscure instrument?
No. Like just cassette tape or whatever.
Wheeling in the VCR?
No, like a music cassette tape.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. You don't use a VCR for one of those. You use a boombox.
Well, I know
boombox. I had to teach my daughter what a boombox is today, because she's got like a Barbie boombox, like just a little one.
It's like, what is
she's
this?
Like, she's like, that's a music player. I was like, well, yeah, but it's a boombox. Like that's what they call it.
It's like, that's stupid.
She's like, why do you say boom for everything? I was like, I don't know. That's what they call them. I didn't make up the name because they boom. The music booms.
This was weird time, honey. We grew up in an odd time. They put boom in front of everything. Everything was
when
huge.
You can watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990, you will realize how weird the 90s were.
Oh, God, it's so good, though. Classic.
It is. We talked about that last week, though. Go back and listen to that. I also had this cassette, my own cassette tape, for some reason, had a bunch of Halloween-themed song on it. Of course, included a version of the Monster Mash. I don't know if it was Boris's Monster Mash, but some version of it. You know, a lot of covers of Monster Mash going on for Halloween albums. I'm not really sure why I had this cassette tape. I wasn't like a huge Halloween kid. I liked going out and getting candy, but mostly just came and went. Like it was a day, you dressed up, you got your candy, day's over, you eat your candy, that's it. Like I'm not one of these like, yeah, Halloween all month. Obviously, clearly we're doing it for the show, but in general, I couldn't care less about Halloween.
I feel you. I'm really excited to take I can't do that this year, but take my kid around dressed up. That sounds fun. I didn't really like it as a kid. It was the same thing for me. It was like a transaction. It's like, oh, I got to wear this stupid outfit. I mean, It's kind of cool because it's a Power Ranger, but it's cold out.
We'll be discussing more on trick-or-treating next week, so stay tuned for that.
Right.
But I would listen to this cassette sometimes. Not even around Halloween always. It was just like I had it, so I'd listen to it.
Was it a good version of Monster Mash?
I couldn't tell you. And there were like 10 songs on the cassette. Don't know what any of them are other than Monster Mash.
I just remember the cassette. It was a novelty.
I think it was orange, like the Nickelodeon.
Dude, hell yeah.
VHS tapes.
Love those. Those
but
were
it was
so
orange
cool.
because Halloween, not because it was Nickelodeon product.
I get that, but.
But today, Monster Mash, mostly inconsequential, kind of annoying. You hear it 1,000 times in commercials or in stores in October, then you just move past it. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to annoy you with some a breakdown of the lyrics, and then you move on with your life.
Yeah, we're helping you get it out of the way so you don't have to think, who the fuck wrote this song that's torturing me while I'm just trying to shop at Michael's?
When you hear it in Michael's in 2 weeks, you'll be able to tell your girlfriend, wife, significant other, husband, boyfriend, whatever. You'll be able to say, hey, did you know this was written by Boris Pickett, 1962? Reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah,
and
thank you, Secret Whiskey.
Here's what these 2 random guys think every line means. You'll be able to tell that to them.
And you should leave a rating and review once you're done.
Exactly. And you're welcome for giving you that opportunity to talk with your significant other. Because, sometimes at Michael's you don't have anything to talk about.
Put the phone down. Keep the earbud connected listening to us. But other than that, put the phone down and you talk to him.
Yeah. Let's get into the lyrics.
Let's do it.
I go first here. Set the mood.
He did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
You should play a clip of the most obscure version of the Monster Mash to start.
I usually do that anyway. There will be a clip there. Don't worry.
The Monster Mash.
I was working in the lab late one night. So it was late. Narrator still working. He's not too happy about this. He doesn't like working late. That's all I got here. He doesn't sound happy about it.
I think you might be on something there.
So I think some shenanigans are about to pursue here.
I think so. Especially, he sounds, just from this, he sounds, he's not too happy about it, but he thrives in the night.
Yeah, exactly. He does his best work at night. That's why they keep making him stay late.
He's getting sick of it, though. He's getting fucking pissed.
Yeah, he's going to do something about it. You'll see.
When my eyes beheld an eerie sight. I think he saw some creepy shit.
Yeah.
He's just
something totally unexpected.
Something not too frightening though, so it's just and it's far enough away where it doesn't feel threatening. So you're just like, that's really eerie. I've done that before where, you think you catch something out of the corner of your eye 100 yards away.
So I've got another theory here. Maybe his eyes were just playing tricks on him because it's late and he's tired. He don't want to be at work anymore. He's looking off in the distance, sees something kind of blurry. He's just tired. He needs some sleep.
He's fucking hallucinating. I'm
at
work so late. I'm hallucinating. It's terrible.
Maybe he's on drugs. Who knows?
I mean, you'd have to be.
That's why he can work so late, because the cocaine helps him.
There you go. He likes to stay up all night in a lab brewing meth.
Brewing something.
This might be Walter White. Saw the ghosts of people he's killed.
Oh.
Sorry, that was kind of dark.
Go back and listen to our episode on Walter White's kills.
Woo!
Did an episode on that too.
Wasn't fucking dark at all.
No, it all ties together here. For my monster from his slab began to rise. In his lab, he created some monster, and now it's alive. I'm really starting to think that the narrator of this song is probably Dr. Frankenstein.
It might be. That's what I'm assuming.
That's what I think they're trying to tell us here, is that this guy, he created a reanimated body of some sort. But Dr. Frankenstein actively made his monster come alive. This guy sounds like something weird just happened. He was so why is he creating a monster if it surprises him that it's alive?
I mean, like most people, mad scientists, I'm going to go on a limb and say they don't expect their shit to actually work. It's probably like, oh, fuck.
That's fair.
Oh, my God.
Or like maybe he tried to wake him up and it didn't work at first. So he went off, he fucked around doing something else, filling out his paperwork, staying late, whatever he's got to do. And then like an hour later, that's when the monster rises. Maybe that's what happened.
There you go. See, I took something else from this.
Okay.
It sounds oddly sexual here.
Yeah, he's about to get down and dirty.
Well, I mean, maybe he's got a weird, not a weird. I don't want to say that because people enjoy different things. Maybe he's got a kink with eerie shit, and he stays in his lab late to hallucinate because he's trying to, bring about the eerie shit.
And the monster on the slab is his dick.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yep. And it began to rise, seeing eerie shit.
See, you always go to the something's going on with dicks. I always go to something's going on with drugs. So in all of these songs, I think every single one of them, you've gone the dick route, I've gone the drugs route.
Because 95% of the time, you could literally go either fucking way. Especially with Hypnotize and Loser. That whole song was about fucking drugs
Mash,
and wieners.
Leave that ass leaking.
Apparently assholes too. Okay.
All right, let's move on. I'm with you there, but I'm gonna need more evidence to support the monster is his dick theory throughout the rest of the song.
And suddenly, to my surprise, maybe this is the first time he's discovering it. And he's just
Never had a boner before.
So he's
Or maybe he's just never been turned on by, whatever's going on around him in the lab here.
So he's just like, whoa, what the fuck? And then a body starts moving off in the corner. He's just like, holy shit, there's so much happening right now. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm staying away from the dick theorizing here. And I'm just saying, like, I don't know how things could get much more surprising when, like, his monster literally just came alive in the last stanza. A monster that previously wasn't alive now rose to be living. And apparently there's something even more outrageous going on than that. So we got to figure out what that is.
We got to. I mean, we're well on our way.
He did the mash. He did the monster mash. And yeah, dancing. More surprising than the monster just rising and dancing. Or we could go another way here. He just randomly started making mashed potatoes. And honestly, that's more surprising than him getting up and dancing. If he was just like, boom, I'm up. Let's fucking cook some mashed potatoes. You got the chicken, right? You got the chicken? All right, I'll mash these potatoes. All good.
I'm fucking hungry. I'm a big, giant, reanimated corpse. I'm super strong.
I'm here for that Frankenstein story. Like, Dr. Frankenstein creates his monster, wakes him up. Instead of the monster going out and terrorizing the city, he just helps him make dinner. Makes a lovely dinner for him and his wife. And everybody gets along swimmingly. He's a monster butler from then on.
That's fucking hilarious.
Did you have a different take on this with the sexual undertone?
No, I don't. I think I've left that behind with the first stanza.
I mean, you got it here. They're doing the monster mash. You're mashing the monster. So it's right there for you.
It is right there, but honestly, I would probably find myself disliking this reanimated creature if it just first thing it did started just dancing. Like, what the? Can I help you? Like, what are you doing dancing in my fucking lab? There's breakable shit here. But if you started making mashed potatoes, that's a whole nother story.
Exactly.
That
I'm
homemade
down
gravy.
For the mashed potato monster.
Yes. He made, yeah. Watch, luckily his brain is made with a chef's brain.
Suck my fanfic. See if you can find a fanfiction out there that involves Frankenstein making mashed potatoes.
You already fucking know there's one out there.
I don't know. This might be an original thought. That the monster mash is actually Frankenstein's monster coming to life and making mashed potatoes.
He's the monster mashed. The monster mash. And then he just comes up with a whole, song and dance. Yeah.
A lot of other people come in for the mashed potatoes throughout this song.
And then he turns his castle into a B&B so he can quit his job. Doesn't have to stay there late at night. He's a big fan of breakfast. Doesn't want to miss it.
I'm with it.
The monster mash.
Somebody write that fan fiction for us.
I'll give it some time in like 35 years. When I'm, not sick of this song, when I have like grandkids and shit. Exactly. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. This, he took his mashed potatoes are just so good that people started dying. They took a couple bites. They're like, oh, fuck, this is so good. And then they die. And, so the graveyard was smashed because it was so busy. Yeah. And all the undertakers were getting fucking pissed. They're like, dude, will you stop making these delicious mashed potatoes for everybody? And he's like, I can't, dog. That's like my sole purpose.
Is it that, or is it that the mashed potatoes are so bad that they're like rock hard and people just started smashing them on gravestones within the graveyard?
I don't know. There might be that. You'd have to be really pissed off. Those would have to be very bad mashed potatoes.
I think we need to move past the dick metaphors and the mashed potato metaphors.
What else is there?
I saw it as all the dead people in the graveyard, or maybe just regular people visiting their dead relatives, enjoyed the dance, and they enjoyed it so much that they just started smashing gravestones. There's like, fuck this! Like, they started a mosh pit in there.
Start moshing in a graveyard. Oh, yeah. See,
a lot of ways you can go with this. You got mashed potatoes, you got dicks.
You're still holding on to the dicks. I don't have anything. See, what's terrible is I can picture both these things in my head. I could see that totally being something you'd find on YouTube where they're just a bunch of emo kids in a graveyard listening to
Listen,
Monster
Mash,
Mash.
and it goes like heavy metal for the chorus, and they just start smashing shit.
Oh, fuck.
And you see Frankenstein's monster, a little bib on, bolts coming out of his head, just whipping up some mashed potatoes.
And like the camera's zooming in and out on his face, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Like it's like one of those cooking shows, like not the cooking shows today where Gordon Ramsay's just fucking yelling at people. One of the ones from like the '90s where they're actually trying to teach you how to cook something. That's what I picture Frankenstein's Monster Mash cooking show to be.
You really gotta add the butter.
Yep.
You don't want to cheap out on butter in life because you'll regret it in death.
Some people
just ask me.
Some people like to add the pepper at the end. I like to sprinkle it in throughout the mashing process. Really get the pepper on all of the potatoes. It's very important.
Very important. People used to kill each other for this shit, and we're putting it in our potatoes.
He did the mash. It caught on in a flash. So he's still mashing potatoes and or dancing. Maybe both. Maybe he's dancing while making the mashed potatoes. And as he kept monster mashing, we get a monster mash flash mob going on, and everybody around him starts monster mashing, whether that be mashing potatoes or dancing.
I'm gonna go with dancing. I assume it's probably dancing.
I think the monster mash is meant to be a dance, but I'm not gonna rule out making mashed potatoes either.
I mean, they're both equally plausible.
We're getting a lot of mileage out of this mashed potato joke, and I'm here for it.
I'm fucking loving it. But, I mean, it's like Thriller. Everybody did the Thriller dance when that shit came out.
Exactly. And the same thing happened with the Monster Mash. He starts grooving, and everybody around, which I didn't think anybody was around, but I guess they took it to the graveyard, so all these dead people or undead people or, just, again, living people trying to visit their relatives are like, fuck it, let's dance.
It caught on in a flash because most people come there to cry, and they need
found something to be happy about.
Yeah. They're like, dope, sweet, someone came here to dance for me? I'm coming up there. Fucking dance.
I agree.
He did the mash. He did the monster mash. So he's still dancing.
Yeah,
he's dancing like a motherfucker.
Dance like no one's watching.
Right, like no one's watching, but yet the mash flash mob, the mash mob, they've
moved on with their lives.
No.
Oh.
There's they're catching on, but he's like, listen, losers, I don't even care that you're copying me. This is my shit. I'm gonna keep dancing.
I'm with it.
He's with it.
From my laboratory in the Castle East, just like Nick, he's in the Castle East in his coffin. Our narrator got a sweet little lab set up in a dope-ass castle.
It's fucking really cozy.
In the east of something.
Yeah.
I'm guessing probably like Eastern Europe. Makes sense.
I think that's where, most of the monsters come from.
Yeah, Transylvania. That's Eastern Europe, right?
You're right. That's
Well, he's coming in here soon.
Spoiler alert, God.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'll bleep that out.
He's coming in.
No, I'm going to bleep out where you said his name. So everybody's just going to be like, who are they talking about? Who's coming? I can't wait. We got to get to the rest of the song.
I got to check Google, man. I can't handle this shit. So, yeah, I mean, I'm down with it. To the master bedroom where the vampires feast. So, I think he's originally a little upset that, he's not getting the love that he wants from the vampires because they're occupying the master bedroom. He thinks he should have it. So he came up with this dance, and he wants to go interrupt their feasting and get them to dance with him because that's the ultimate revenge.
So I was with you my first time through this. The vampires live in the castle with him, but for whatever reason they get the master bedroom even though it's his castle. Whatever. That's
Whatever.
fucked up. Check your rental agreement. Like, vampires don't deserve the master bedroom. They're supposed to live in fucking dungeons in the basement.
Yeah.
So they don't get any sunlight. So I was with you there, but actually rereading it doesn't say they live in the master bedroom. They're feasting in the master bedroom. So now I'm wondering, are they feasting on, like, his wife? Who's up there to feast on?
He doesn't have a wife yet. He was just reanimated.
No. The narrator is not the monster masher. The narrator created the monster who mashed. So it's his laboratory in the Castle East, and it's his master bedroom. And there are now vampires in the master bedroom feasting on something, which we know what vampires feast on. It's blood. Where's that blood coming from?
And it's not the scientist, so...
Exactly, because he's still living. You can't sing a song, even a bad song like Monster Mash, if there's a vampire biting you.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty tough. And it's titled The Monster Mash because he's going to come in there and fucking mash the shit out of him with his fists.
Yeah, Monster Mash is going to have a real new connotation in verse 2.
Yeah.
So now I'm a little worried for this guy's family.
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
The ghouls all came from their humble abodes. I've never understood what a ghoul is. It's just like generic monster, right?
Things that are creepy and come from the darkness.
Yeah.
That's my
these guys,
assumption.
whoever they are, they came in and joined on the dance too. They live nearby the castle.
They're like, oh snap, look at that shit. This dude is on fire right now. He's about to go mash the shit.
It's going to be some
challenge
party.
these, vampires to a dance-off. Look at him
go.
go.
He's hoping they stop eating his family.
Right. They're finally going to dethrone the vampires who have taken the master bedroom for their feasting ground.
Now that they've sucked the blood out of everyone there, the master bedroom is for sure theirs.
I mean, they called it.
Yeah.
They fucking did, bro.
Whoever's willing to suck the blood of the occupant, they get next dibs on it. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
It's in the Geneva Convention.
The Sokovia Accords.
Yeah.
To get a jolt from my electrodes. All right, here comes the drugs.
Yeah.
I'm going drugs this time. They're gonna get a jolt of it, or I mean, this could be sex too. I can't.
Fair.
I'm flipping between drugs and sex.
I think we can agree that it's not mashed potatoes though.
Probably not. They're probably talking about cocaine again. He's probably all hopped up on cocaine. He got a little from the doctor, and he's sharing it with all his, vampire friends that occupy the master bed. He's like, listen, guys, I got some of this tight white shit. It's called coke, and you should try it instead of blood, and stop eating that person. And they're like, all right, Ty, let me get in on some of that.
I think it's a little more literal than that. Like the ghouls, the ghouls aren't there to dance. They wanted some of that sweet juice that Frankenstein's monster got hit with that brought him to life. The electroshock in this universe is like the monster version of MDMA. So the ghouls, they're just looking to get high, and dancing is a side effect of getting high on MDMA, Molly, ecstasy, whatever you want to call it. When you do that, so I've read, you want to dance and do shit like that.
Just
gotta get moving. Yeah. If Ja Rule has taught me anything, you also get very thirsty and need some water.
So, ghouls is a metaphor for molly heads coming out
for basic white girls. Yeah.
Yes, coming out of the darkness, like ooh, drugs.
Sorry to any basic white girls who may be listening, but you're now ghouls. Sorry, it's the rules.
It's better than a chicken head.
Ooh, chicken head. All right, so then we get another chorus, but we're not going to go through that again because it's the same.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. So, I mean, the zombies, they're getting down on this funness, this dance that they're all
they hit
partaking
those electroshocks for sure.
Yeah, they were already down on that. They needed the juice, otherwise they just kind of slow down a little bit. It's the difference between Walking Dead zombies and 28 Days Later zombies. They gotta have the juice. They're having fun when they get it. And, they just started hitting the juice. So, party's just begun.
Yeah, they liven everything up for sure. The dead people liven things up. That makes sense. I'm thinking that they all got woken up from all the graveyard smashing that was occurring before. You smash up a graveyard, you're bound to have some zombies. That's your fault for letting your monster go smash the graveyard.
Son of a bitch.
The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. They're just there to get high too. But where does Dracula live? Why doesn't he live in the master bedroom with the rest of the vampires? As the king of the vampires, does he get his own castle? Why can't he be there feasting with the rest of them?
No, he gets the basement. He's king shit. It has
I
all
guess
the,
so.
the chains on the wall and shit.
How did Dracula have a son? Dracula can fuck. I'll give him that, but like, he's undead. Like, you can't make a son. Does Dracula ever have a son in canon?
I mean, in Castlevania.
Okay. All right. So now we're going Castlevania rules, even though Castlevania didn't exist at this time.
Yeah.
Or did the Wolfman and Dracula have a son together? Is that what we're getting at here? That could be.
They adopted. They found a youngin.
That makes sense.
I think we could really turn this into one hell of a monster.
Let's do it.
The scene was a-rockin'. All were digging the sounds. That just sounds like more, drugs.
Tripping balls
sounds like
and
a
dancing,
concert.
right?
Yeah. They're, it's like they all just dropped a shitload of acid and then went to a concert in a graveyard and they, doing weird dances so they feel like they got to do it. The hive mentality.
Mm-hmm.
They're really digging the sounds. And it's 1962, so people said that casually in conversation.
Yeah, it's like a music festival really, where everybody's kind of all high on the same drug and just kind of moving in this weird way that's not really dancing, but they all think it's dancing. That's what's going on here, I think.
It's, that scene in Always Sunny where they think they're doing the big, awesome dance to show all the high school bullies and shit off, and just them like,
That's exactly what it is. Yes.
Yes.
Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. So Igor's there. This is the first time we're hearing he's there. He's just been like off in the corner the whole time going, what the fuck is going on? Why did my boss create this dancing monster? But he's just ringing chains. He's probably trying to get the attention of the police. Phone call, phone line's cut. He can't, so he's doing whatever he can. But it's kind of to the melody of the music, so it works in the monster's favor here. Either that or he was on drugs and had no idea what was going on, so he's just swinging chains around, He's also got some dogs there that are barking along with him. Maybe the dogs are high. Maybe they're just trying to get somebody's attention like he is. But nobody's listening because everybody's just conked out of their minds.
Well, maybe it's him thinking, the music's, he's feeling hippie-ish, so he's like, these chains kind of sound like a tambourine. So Igor's,
he's trying to play music, yeah.
Yeah, he's just like,
that could be.
But it fucking sucks, so the dogs are barking at him, telling him to shut the fuck up and feed us.
He thinks they're going along with him.
Right, but
he's high.
I mean, all the drugs, he forgot to feed them, so they're really just hungry.
Yeah, we're just under the assumption that everybody at this party's high off their minds right now.
I mean, you'd have to be to dance in a fucking graveyard. I'm good.
They're probably listening to Beck by Loser by Beck.
I mean, that's where he got it from. He's like, there's this urban legend I heard about.
Butane in my brain,
I mean, this is where it goes, Calvin. It starts here, dancing in the graveyard, and then it ends with Beck. I mean, these are our kids, Calvin.
I get it.
This is America.
I mean, you've got the Charlie Day strings connected there as best you can. You've got it all figured out.
Something Pepe. Senor Pepe?
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, the coffin bangers were about to arrive. So they're tired. They've been dancing all night. They're trying to dance through this point in time where they want to go to sleep, but the coffin bangers come there to wake them up repeatedly to do this dance for them again. Because they're like, damn, that was entertaining as fuck. I want to learn how to do that. But they're ready to go to bed. So they're just out there, trying to bang on their coffins and
wake them up.
You're right, but they're not ready for, they're trying to outlast the coffin bangers so they don't have to go through that.
Yeah, I like that explanation better than mine. I was thinking coffin bangers were like vampires that got stuck in their coffins and they're trying to get out so they can join the dance. So they're like banging on the inside of the coffin.
That's a pretty good one too. They're like, hey.
But it can't be because we know the vampires already came from the master bedroom. So I like your idea that these are the guys that show up to, maybe they're not banging on the coffin to wake them up. Maybe they're the coffin bangers. They hammer the coffin shut. Like they want to get these vampires back to sleep. So bam.
I get it. Yeah, I like that. That or it's the cops.
Yeah.
Like,
Igor's chains.
Shut the fuck up.
The cops' attention.
Yeah. He's like, what's this chained up dude doing here? Why does, he looks very hungry and on drugs. Shut up.
Why haven't you guys fed the dogs in 6 weeks?
Yeah, what is going on? They've eaten 4 people, you assholes. Just
You
gotta
thought it was the
dance, man.
vampires biting people. It's these dogs. They're hungry.
Giving everybody fucking rabies. That's why they're drinking the blood.
Are you all
Oh
on
my
ecstasy?
God.
How many times did you hit the electroshock?
Let me see your fucking pupils.
With their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker 5. So the police that show up to trap the vampires, they also, they bring some singers along.
I hear Andy Bernard is on, he, since he is a real life person, he had a stint on the off and then became a cop. And they made a movie about that too called Kareem and Coffee. Never seen it, but I hear he leads.
He's part of the Crypt Kicker 5. Yeah.
Yes.
And they like to sing while they're locking people up. That makes sense.
That's
This
how
is
you
just,
keep it light.
yeah. This is just a side note here. The Crypt Kicker 5 is actually a reference to Bobby Pickett's band. They were called the Crypt Kicker 5. So that's how that fits in together. I accidentally stumbled upon that actual research for this episode. I don't think I mentioned that at the top, but during these episodes, we don't do any actual research, in case you couldn't tell, into what these songs mean. We just
What? No way.
give our perspective of what it means.
You son of a bitch. So this is all his friends, man.
Yeah.
They're all animals.
They're locking everybody up. Yeah.
Fucking sucking people's blood and doing hella drugs. They're animals.
I agree.
Chorus, more chorus.
Yep. Another chorus.
Out from the coffin, Drax's voice did ring. So, Drax the Destroyer was in there like, ayo, shut the fuck up.
I don't think that's who it's referring to.
I think it did refer to Dracula, actually. So
That
from
makes more sense.
inside the coffin, after it's been banged shut by the police, he's calling out to people. He's saying, hey, I'm kind of stuck in here. You should help me.
Yeah. He's trying to get people's attention. He woke up. He spoke out. I'm a little confused because he was already awake when he showed up with his son and the Wolfman earlier. Remember we talked about that?
Right.
I'm starting to think that the song may be nonsense.
Yeah.
Really good chance of that.
That's why they just played it, repeatedly in stores. They're like, let's mind fuck these people, so they just buy shit.
Seems he was troubled by just one thing. Dracula, he had some issues with this party. That's what that means. Most likely, it's that his son is now addicted to drugs, and he wasn't warned about any of that ahead of time. He didn't know that there would be drugs widely distributed while he was at this party. Otherwise, he wouldn't have brought his son. What kind of a shitty dad brings his son to a party with drugs widely available?
That was the one thing, guys. You knew this, and yet you still let it happen.
Yeah, so he's
I
not
think
happy.
you're on the money, Calvin.
Waiting on you, Slick.
He opened the lid and shook his fist and said, whatever happened to my Transylvania twist? So he, he's still busting out of the coffin. It's taking a while. He was out and then he's back in. He's opening the lid now, and he is really upset at the people who are dancing because he used to be the cool cat in town. He was the cat's meow, and now he's getting pushed out by these monster mashers, the Crypt Kicking 5, these disrespectful fucks.
Yeah. Forget all that stuff I said about his son being addicted to drugs. He's apparently okay with that. He's just worried why everyone wants to do this dance instead of his dance, the Transylvania Twist. I mean, he thinks that Frankenstein's new dance, the Monster Mash, is whack. And in Dracula's mind, the Monster Mash is basically the monster version of the stanky leg.
Man, you corny! Fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
You ever seen the stanky leg?
Yes, I have. It was terrible.
It's bad, but it picks up every once in a while.
School. The people used to just do that shit in the hallway. Fucking mobs of kids are pushing past, and there's 3 or 4 people doing the stanky leg. Get the fuck out of here.
I was a senior in college the first time I heard it. That's like when it came out, 2008, 2009. And like me and my friend, we were just browsing through YouTube, and we saw the video for it because we would like watch all these kind of dumb Southern rap dance music videos. And like we saw it, and then we were heading to a party, and like the whole time at the party, we were the only ones that knew the song. It really hadn't hit yet, and we just started doing it randomly, and we'd like play the song on our phones and do that stuff. We were those dumb guys. It was like an outdoor party. It wasn't like this enclosed thing. And we knew we were being dumb. Like, we weren't trying to be cool with the stanky leg. Like, we knew the connotations behind it. Yeah. And then it is a Southwest Florida favorite at the bars and nightclubs for some reason.
For some reason, I thought you were going to end that story about the party and that's how I met my wife.
No. I was still in college. I did not know my wife. It was weird because I remember vividly so that came out in like 08, 09. I moved to where I live now in late 2010. And like we'd go out to the bars and the clubs, whatever, every other weekend, whenever, you know. And they must have had the same DJ that would go to every fucking place because he played like the same 6 songs somewhere in his set every time. Always Mims, This Is Why I'm Hot from like 06, and it's now 2012 and we're still hearing it. And the stanky leg was in there. Well, it's a good song, but not when you hear it every weekend in 6 years after it's out. Yeah. And the stanky leg was always on there, and it was funny because my brother's friend came down, and he's from a bigger city, and he came down, we're hanging out at the bar, and like we're listening to the music and whatever, and he's like, this is kind of whack. I'm like, I guarantee you within 3 songs they play the stanky leg. And like I went to the bathroom one time, and I came back, and no lie, within 3 songs they were playing the stanky leg. And this was like 2014, so it was a good 5 years after the stanky leg came out, and it was not cool when it came out, and it definitely wasn't cool 5 years later. So yeah, it was weird.
That sounds rough as fuck. Hopefully he didn't say it too loud. You might get beat up in that bar. People are like, what'd you fucking say about stanky leg?
This is stanky leg. It's a jam.
This is our shit.
Southwest Florida, stand up.
I've drank fucking Natty Light to this every weekend for 6 years.
Now everything's cool. Drax a part of the band. So he came around. He likes it now. Just like a lot of people came around on the stanky leg for a while there. So he likes it. He joined the band. He's mashing himself.
Whoa.
Either that or he's now on drugs also. He wasn't on drugs before, but now he is. So now he gets why Monster Mash is cool.
They drugged him, so he'll be that, he's like clown.
They sneak
from
attacked
Slipknot.
him with the electric shock.
Yeah, he just runs around and breaks shit. But no, honestly, man, I gotta say, Drax sounds like a diva, a bit of a, I gotta be the center of attention. So they're like, here, you can be backup vocals. And
people didn't like his thing, so he jumped on the bandwagon of the thing they did like, and then tried to claim it for his own.
Right, and then he still does his old dance while, off to the side, and they're just like, dude, the fuck, man.
Yeah. Nobody likes This Is Why I'm Hot anymore. Move on.
Fuck. Stanky leg on out of here. And my Monster Mash is the hit of the land. So, I mean, this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. I mean, this, he knew he had gold here, and he had to spread it to everyone and get that #1 hit.
Yeah. Heart Surgeon, #1 with all the monsters. Very good.
Steady hunt.
In Japan, steady hunt. For the living, this mash was meant to... The song was created for the living, I guess, even though the dead or undead seem to prefer it. Yeah, I got confused with this line. And I even tried to combine it with the last line, and it still didn't make sense, so... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. It's like someone just cut out in the middle of a phone call.
Yeah.
When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you. So, I think, in reality, this motherfucker's been an assassin for the KGB the whole time. So
bring it all back around and gets him drugged up. Bam, bam,
so,
bam.
I mean, he created this monster to carry out his hits for him. So, when you get to his door, after you've been shot several times by the monster and survived, and you go after him, I lost myself. But anyway.
I don't think that's what it is, Nick. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah.
I think he's
when
just
you get to my door, though, tell them Boris sent you.
He's so Boris.
Right, so you're coming... I'm confused by this.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't think about that.
When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you. Who is them?
If it's my door, I already know.
There you go.
That I sent you.
Right. Yeah.
So his last 2 lines are just complete nonsense. I'm thinking he's sending out an open invitation for people. come into his castle, get high, and dance. And he is. But he's so high that he doesn't even know he sent the people. And then when he answers the door, they have to tell him he sent them to show up to get high and dance.
They're like, dude, you sent us. He's like, dude, no, I didn't. Yeah, I think you might be onto something, especially based on the outro.
There's definitely some drugs involved.
There's super hardcore drugs.
So we get another chorus, and then we get the outro. Igor, mash good. Igor thinks the Monster Mash is good. Simple.
Apparently. I mean, he's just like, yeah, this shit is fire. I've been starving all night. Thank you for giving me starchy goodness.
Potatoes. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. He's just that weird guy that's off in the corner eating a concoction
fucking
of
mashed potatoes.
Shit.
What kind of parties are you going to, Nick, where there's somebody in the corner eating mashed potatoes?
You've never been to a party where some drunk fuck was off in the corner eating like a KFC bowl and just maxing out on mashed potatoes?
All right. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, you feel me? You feel me? Mad scientist. Easy, Igor. You impetuous. So he's like,
Igor, mash good. Grr.
Yeah, he's, these motherfuckers have mashed potatoes. He's not trying to share them. He's like, dude, you're eating. I said you could have a bite, and now you're eating all my shit. And then Igor's like, let's fight about it because these mashed potatoes are fucking delicious. And he tries to bite him.
Yeah.
That's why he's a mad
thinks
scientist.
he thinks Igor's an idiot, and Igor's not having it. He's like, nah, this mash is good, whether it be mashed potatoes or a dance. He's like, I'm going to keep going. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm
I know
not an
I'm
idiot.
making
You're
the
an idiot.
floorboards creak. Yeah. You're an idiot.
Whew. That was the Monster Mash, everyone. It was a graveyard smash for sure.
It really fucking was. It's about to, make me go to bed.
Yeah.
I do not want to hear this song, Calvin. I don't want to hear it ever again. And I know I'm going to hear it at least 30 times next month.
Yeah, this is just the beginning of October. There's a lot of monster mashing to go on throughout the month. And we will be back every week in October with more Halloween goodness. Next week we're doing Trick or Treating. And then we've got some slasher movie superlatives with some great guest spots lined up on that one. And I can't say what we're going to finish it off with. It's a secret.
A little surprise for
Super secret. But it's Halloween themed.
Ooh.
Head over to the TeePublic store, teepublic.com/APA something for some sweet merch. Leave us ratings and reviews on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at APA something, at alone_podcast. And all the music for Podcast About Something is provided by those cats.
You gotta stay sassy.
Stay classy.